So, scrolling through your news feed, the stories aren't typically uplifting in nature, but there is a really cool story that is, and it's developing right now, and I just want to tell you about it briefly. So, the story is about a woman, her name's Pamela Winslow, but she was actually born under as the name of Petra Biedenbach in Fürth, Germany in 1962 to a mom who was 16 years old. And her mom had to give her up for adoption because she was too young and she was unable to take care of her. And when she was 3 years old, Pam was adopted by an American family and brought to America. And unfortunately, that family had issues and abuse, and she ended up running away when she was 16. But Pam was really smart, and Pam was really good at math, and she ended up going to college, and in college she excelled. She had achieved and was awarded different awards in accounting, and she ended up meeting a man and falling in love in college. They ended up having a child, and when that child was just 2 weeks old, unfortunately, the father was part of a crew building a bridge, and he was doing welding, and he had ear protection on, and a beam came crashing down, crushed him, and killed him. And that baby, that was just 2 weeks old, was my wife. And unfortunately, Pam was left with a 2-week-old baby, and no one to help her. She, after all, she was adopted from a different country, so she had no one. And it sounds like a pretty bad story, and it is. Unfortunately, it just got worse. Eventually, she met another man at church. So she ended up getting married to him, and it turns out that man did not turn out to be the person she thought he was. He was an abusive person, he was an alcoholic, among other things. And she tried to desperately escape and separate from him countless times. Eventually, the man and her, at this point, they have 5 children, including my wife, and he calls her 26 times, and she relents and goes to meet him, and to go on a drive. Well, the van they were driving in ends up upside down, and he emerges from the crash unscathed, but Pam is seriously wounded. She has a broken neck, a broken back, her brain is bleeding. She's in a coma for 6 months, and Pam ends up sustaining a permanent traumatic brain injury. So she was 32 years old when that accident happened, and to this day, so it would be 25 years later, she's still in a wheelchair. The kids at the time, my wife was 10, and it was 6, 4, 3, and 1 years old. So she missed most of their childhoods. All those things that we enjoy as parents, getting to see our children grow up. She was deprived of that because she was forced to live at an assisted living facility, and the children were raised by people in their community from their church. So things sound pretty bleak, but today some amazing news happened. My daughter and my wife were able to track down Pam's mother. And it turns out she's still alive, and she lives right here in America. And they ended up tracking her down, finding her number, and we ended up getting to talk with her today. And it turns out she often thinks of that little daughter that she gave away, and she wants to meet her. So we had this crazy idea that Pam's birthday is on the 27th of this month in August, and we would like her to meet her mom for the first time ever in her life, but we only have 17 days. So our idea is to start this GoFundMe page, and if you find this story to be compelling, feel free, please give whatever you can, whether it's $1 or any amount over that. And what we'll do is we'll continue to provide updates, and hopefully you can see this reunion happen in real time on Pam's birthday. It would be the best birthday gift she could ever give. And we'd like to share that with you, and we'd like to share this story. So if you'd like to give, please check out our GoFundMe page, and we'll be happy to keep providing you updates and hopefully a great video to show you this really, truly amazing reunion, 57 years in the making. Thanks.